was there's healing in your spice cabinet.
Amen.
And that what I gave you are spices that you can make, and I have samples up here for you to taste.
Okay.
So I prepared this before I left. And so if you look at that chart that I gave you, I just want to tell you some of the benefits. Like your basic clothes that's in there that we just use for, one time a year. But do you know why they put cloves in ham? Do you know why?
For the flavor.
It looks good. It looks good.
Cloves are full of, because pork is full of parasites. Cloves kills parasites. That's why they put it in there. And if your family was the kind that drizzled the honey on top of it, that was to get the parasites to come and eat it, so then the cloves will kill them.
Wow.
That's what that's for.
I learned something new.
So these are I looked up some herbs that were common for diabetes. And there's some I didn't bring because we all know, like apple cider vinegar and cinnamon. So I'm just bringing the picture for that demonstration. But I have cups up here, and we can come taste whatever. And one of the good things that prevents insulin from spiking when you're eating is you need fiber. A good plant-based fiber is chia seeds. So to make some chia water, and I made some here because I want you to taste it, because chia doesn't have any taste. It's just the texture. So, and if you drink the chia water before you eat anything, it will help reduce the insulin spike that you will have when you eat your food. Okay, so fiber is very important. And I also want to talk to you about how you eat your food. Sometimes in our, I would say, U.S. culture, we start breakfast with muffins and sweet stuff. And we're the only culture that does that. Other cultures do not do that. If you go to an Asian culture, they are eating eggs and salmon and all kind of stuff like this. But just in case you didn't know, breakfast means to break the fast from not eating from overnight. It does not mean breakfast is at 8 o'clock. So I usually don't eat till about 12, 1. That's my breakfast. When my mom comes to visit me, she's visiting me right now, and when she comes to visit me, they always ask, where you going? And she says, I'm going to boot camp. I gotta whip her in the shape while she's here. But when her first meal of the day, because I'm having her intermittent fast, so she might have her last meal of the day like 6 p.m. And so she fasts from 6. She doesn't eat again. I don't have her eat again till about 10 or 11, okay, in the morning. Now, with that, those hours from that 7 o'clock to this 11 are the healing hours when your body can heal, because your body cannot digest food and heal at the same time. That is the reason why your appetite is the first thing that goes when you get sick, because it cannot digest and heal at the same time. So when people say, girl, you gotta eat, no, you don't, because your body is trying to heal whatever is wrong with you. So now let's go back. So you guys are taking this class, and everything I heard was great. The exercise, because I believe there are 5 principles to stay healthy. The first one is you have to have a relationship with God, because anything else outside of that, what's the purpose? Second, you need to have a healthy diet, a nutritional diet. Something that when you eat, you have to ask yourself 2 questions. Is this going to heal me, or is this going to hurt me? Is this helping, or is it hindering? And so when you think about the red velvet cake, is that helping you, or is it hindering you?
Hindering.
Right. Those are those questions you have to ask. The third, you need to have exercise, as your class today was about exercise. That is so important. Like a lot of times people say, oh, my knee hurts, I can't exercise. What's wrong with your arms? You can exercise your arms if the lower part's messed up or something. The next one is to have water. Water is so important. If 70% of our body is water and we give it anything else, our body is struggling. And the next thing, I always say nutritional supplements. And that's for me where my business comes into play, where I call God's best. And I call it God's best because he said everything he made in the beginning was good. And so that's why I always try to do natural things for healing, because it doesn't take much. Like I said, these cloves will help kill parasites. It helps. If you guys read all the stuff, I went and wrote all what it does and all that kind of good stuff. Antifungal, antibacterial. Oh, you can drink your green drink that's in your thing. It's gonna help you too. And then bay leaves. They are all so beneficial. I'll have to give you, I didn't put my drink bottle in my thing, but I always drink out of a glass bottle. Glass is better than plastic. And in my glass bottle, I have a little garden outside, and it had some basil, and I plucked the basil and I put it in my water because they said you shouldn't let it flower. I don't know much about gardening, but I plucked the little flower off and I put it in my water. Well, earlier that day I had a sore in my mouth, and I didn't think nothing about it. I'm drinking my water, and in the evening I was like, I have a sore in my mouth. And I went on Google and said, what's the benefit of basil? And it said oral health. Did not know that. So that's what I'm saying. Your kitchen has all kind of things in here. Thyme helps lower the blood pressure. And when I'm saying these things, and in here, and I'm so sorry, everything on the sheet was in this bag except for the thyme, because I thought I had some thyme and I did not. But all you need to do is put what I gave you in some hot water and drink it like a tea. It just makes this. That's all it is. Because in Revelations 22:2, it says, the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nation. So every leaf, if there's a tree, because the seed-bearing fruit was for the food. So I always say this to people because people think I'm crazy, because I'll say, can I have some of your leaves off their orange tree or lemon tree? But if the fruit is the meat and the leaves are for the healing, all of it's beneficial. And so that is what we got to remember. It's all beneficial. So even though we only might be used to eating a certain part of it, doesn't mean the other part's not beneficial. So that's what I'm saying about your cabinet. In your seasoning, Himalaya sea salt, that's another thing. A lot of people, especially high blood pressure, whatever, they try to say stay away from the salt, but that is not true. You don't need the little blue box salt, but you need some Himalaya salt, some sea salt, some Celtic salt. All that stuff is beneficial for you. And I wanted to come around and show you. I'm just gonna get it right. I'm more of a hands-on person because that's how I learn. But just take one of those, and then you can eat this. If you're feeling tired, just take it. If you're feeling tired, you need some energy, you could just take a little sea salt. If you're sick to your stomach, you could just take a little sea salt. If you just like, hey, you struggling with drinking your water, take one of these, you're gonna want to. And it tastes good.
I just bought some popcorn with
Thank you.
salt on it.
It does.
Right. And it does taste good because it's supposed to, because it's full of minerals. It's full of minerals. Okay, so now, let's see. Okay, so the salt. The bay leaves. Bay leaves, you know, we know back in the day, you put these in your pantry, it keeps the bugs away and all that stuff. Well, it's good for us. And what bay leaves do, it says it helps reduce cholesterol levels in our body.
Oh.
So, and that's just putting some leaves in a hot water and drinking it. You don't need nothing in it. Just drink it. And I have all of these up here for you to try. And some sample cups up here too. And then, of course, we all know about apple cider vinegar and cinnamon, and that's why I didn't bring those. That's not in your package. But I just really wanted to emphasize the plant-based protein. That is so important. To have and fiber. So, and I don't know where you guys are talking, but it's really important. Oh, okay, fenugreek seeds. Fenugreek, not seeds, but leaves. That also improves blood sugar control because what it does, it increases your insulin sensitivity. And that's also in your bag. They're all labeled in there. So you could just add some water to that and, oh, I didn't make that because I put it in there. Yeah, so you can add some water to that. And then sage. Sage is another good one for adding the hot water to it and drinking it. And all of these have wonderful flavors and they're just sitting in our pantry. Just sitting there, put them in some hot water and drink them. And for me, I rotate my stuff. So today may be thyme, tomorrow might be sage, the next day might be whatever. And I just keep rotating them to get the nutrients in my body. I just want to tell you, exercise does not have to be complicated. It can be something as simple as every time you go to the restroom, you sit down and you stand up, sit down, stand up, then do your business. And if you do that every time you go to the bathroom 5 times, you could have gotten 50 squats in a day. Same thing. In your kitchen, you could just do some push-ups against the wall to work out your arms. Or on the countertop. Either way. One of the things that as you age, the biggest muscle that goes first is this thigh muscle. And another muscle that goes is the arm muscle. So a lot of times what I like to practice is put something high in a box and just keep putting it up there. Take it down. Put it up there and take it down. Because as you age, sometimes that's hard to get that box from up there. And then you're like, can you help me? Or, you know, like I said, work these muscles. And that's the same thing when I was saying to go on your tippy toes up in this. And like I mentioned earlier, I have an alarm on my phone that goes off every hour. So I'm moving. And you decide what you're going to do in that move. But move. And like I said, those hours come quick. And you be like, I just moved and now it's back. But then what that reminds me is, how much am I sitting without moving? But my heart needs it to move. My spleen, my kidneys, my liver, it needs me to move. And so I want to move it. And it could just be anything. You know, if you ever watch some YouTube videos, okay, I'm gonna get it. If those Asian videos, they do all kind of stuff, but they're moving. They're in their hundreds and they're still moving. And that's what we want to be. We want to be moving. Because when I die, I want to die as Moses died. It said he died with vigor. That meant he could have still went on, but God was like, no, it's time to go. You're done. But he had vigor. I want to die with vigor. As you're on this journey, I always like to tell people this. We only get one life. We only get one body. We can get spare parts, but they never work like the originals. So we have to take care of it.
Amen.
And one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say, my body failed me. And I have to say, no, it didn't. We failed our bodies. We failed our bodies when our body said, I'm tired. And we said, I'm going to get some Red Bull or coffee and stay up. We failed our bodies when it said, I'm thirsty. And we grabbed a soda instead of water. We failed our bodies when it said, move. And we said, no, I don't want to. And now we're so stiff and we can't move. And we're wondering why. Because we didn't move. We were designed to move. And so anyway, that's how